So this week is our annual parish meeting. And I suspect that's why the pews are so empty today. After our service, we're going to gather together in the parish hall and enjoy a brunch provided to us by our vestry and the hospitality team. And then during a short business meeting that follows, we will elect new members to the vestry, give thanks for those who have served, elect delegates to annual council, and review the physical, fiscal, and spiritual health of our parish. I am pleased to say that overall, we are in a pretty good place. We have some challenges ahead of us, some accentuated by the pandemic, some accelerated by it. And over the last 2 years, our vestry has spent a lot of time in prayer and discussion in hopes of finding ways to mitigate the impact of this pandemic and to discover how God might be helping us navigate our way through the challenges we face. While we have been successful in many areas, there is one area in which we still struggle, and that is attracting and welcoming new members to our community. As I prepared our annual parochial report to the National Church, it's kind of like our report card, if you will. It was interesting to note that the growth in our membership over this past year barely exceeded our decline. As we look around, we're thankful for the new faces that we see in our midst. But it is hard not to see that there are faces missing as well. Now, some we don't see join us on, and I am so thankful that they are able to do so. Some, sadly, have been called home to be with the Lord. And some feeling disconnected from the church and our community through the pandemic, have either found a new church home or have left the church completely. Looking for why people gain this feeling of disconnectedness, our vestry learned something. Holy Spirit is not alone. While our inability to gather together for such a long time during the pandemic was definitely a factor, as are some of the changes we have been forced to make due to COVID. Some studies and surveys out there show that it is most likely the continued secularization of the wider community that is driving a wedge between humanity and God. Many today, to these studies, struggle to see the relevancy of being part of a worshiping community. A growing number feel that what the church asks of them is more than they are willing to give. And many feel that the hope that is offered in community doesn't seem to do a lot for them, helping them get through those struggles they face in their day-to-day lives. Many, they say, are turning away from the church and community in favor of a more individualistic spirituality, one that offers them the promised comfort without being asked to be or do more than they are comfortable being, doing, or giving. There's another reason the studies say people have been becoming more disconnected over the last few years. The growing secularism we see in the world is not just something happening out there. It is growing within the church as well. Faith communities have been seen to begin placing their faith more in what their efforts are, what they can do on their own, than trusting in God's love, grace, and mercy to get them going, to get them through these things. Instead of being living examples of the gospel, bearing witness to the love we all share and know, some have seen more and more as what Paul describes in today's epistle as noisy gongs and clanging cymbals. Professing one thing in community, but living lives much differently in the world. People who, they say, claim to have love at the very center of their being, they see and hear spewing venomous hate when outside of community. I wish I could say that was not us. But if we are to be honest with ourselves, most, if not all of us, I know myself for sure, have at one time or another shared or said something that was less than loving. Either face to face or on, social media. And sometimes we don't even realize we did it. We would do well to heed the words of Paul in today's epistle. Examining our words, our actions, our lives, in light of the description he offers of what true and genuine love entails. Warning. In taking this hard look at ourselves, some of our flaws might be seen. But the good news is, with God's help, the power our flaws have over us can and will be vanquished. Love can prevail if we let it. Of course, it's easier to see how this is possible when we can actually see the changes love makes. Paul says to see the difference, begin by looking in the mirror. Because you cannot see what you are not looking for. Now that may be a strange thing for me to say, especially since I just said that when we look in that mirror, we see our flaws. But the truth is, looking in that mirror, we see both our flaws and the good, if we are looking faithfully. One question we might ask ourselves is one Paul asks in his letters to the Corinthians. What do we do with what we see? I pray we choose to walk the right path. A path Paul and of course Jesus has described as one where love of self takes a back seat to our love of others. You see, when people encounter others who are on that path, they're just like naturally drawn together. Whereas encountering someone, or a community, if you will, whose love of self dominates their being, instead of coming together, they begin to drift apart. Now, I'm thankful that here in our community, I believe the love of one another and the love of those God sends our way is something that draws people closer. Not just to us, but to God as well. So why was our growth last year moderate instead of exponential as we've seen in previous years? I wish I could tell you. I can't put my finger on one cause. I suspect the isolating nature of the pandemic and the growing individualism of society have been significant contributing factors. And being a neighborhood church, out on the main road where we can be more easily seen, likely has something to do with it as well. And while these are hurdles for us to overcome, they are not, and I repeat, not insurmountable. The church has faced harder circumstances in the years past. To overcome them, we need to do what Paul says in his letter to the Corinthians. We must help others know the love that we know. Love that has the power to change lives and offer hope. Something else he will tell the people in Corinth, and please don't take this wrong, but they, and therefore we, cannot do this if we wait for those who don't know God's love or the hope it offers comes to us. We need to be out there sharing it with others. And like John and Andrew, who we heard about just a few weeks ago, inviting others to find what we have found. And not by our words alone, but our actions as well. I think this is what Paul is telling us when it comes to our maturity in faith. If we want people to realize the importance and the relevance of living in a community of faith, they not only need to see our commitment to doing so, they also need to see what we see in the mirror. The goodness of God in their lives. And the difference it makes when it is something that is embraced and not shoved into the background. This may sound like a daunting task. But did you know that we've already received all that we need to succeed? We have the Spirit of God dwelling within us. God's gift revealed in baptism and embraced in our confirmation. What makes this gift so different? It is a gift that is given not for us to admire and cherish, but as a sign of God's love for us. It is a gift to be shared. A gift that has the power to change lives, leading us along right pathways to where the truth of God's love is made known for us and through us. Amen.